don't expect common citizens to come and resolve Nnamdi Kanu's trial. Because the only way they can participate is just to express their opinion. They have limited information regarding the matter, but there is the sentiment that the trial has been too long. They may not know what is the cause of the delay. And our constitutional requirement is that justice delayed is justice denied. So it is up to the court to say, in a criminal trial, I give you defense 3 months to close your case. I give you prosecution 2 months to close your case. So everybody has a role to play. So you cannot say the trial has been on for 7 years. The judiciary has a role to play to say, we are serving the public. We don't want to look like there's no justice in Nigeria. So if you come to my court, I give you 3 months. If you don't, I close you. And that is how it should be. But the people in the public are not going to be presidents. They're not going to be judges. They're not going to be attorney general. They are going to be common citizens. And they have a feeling that this man, maybe some of the things he's saying, I agree with him. Why are you prosecuting him? And they will protest. Your job is to manage the protest, to see that it's lawful, and then take a lesson from that protest to say, okay, the public is getting heavily invested in this matter. If we still want to prosecute, then we need to make it clear and make the prosecution more transparent. If we think that there's a political solution, which during my presidential campaign at that time, I gave clear political solution to the problem, and that political solution will solve most of the problems. And if there are crimes committed, then you need to identify the crimes committed by that person. So you believe that a political solution should be applied in Nnamdi Kanu? As president, I'm not a prosecutor. The way the law is written in Nigeria, President Tinubu cannot say this person is guilty of a crime, it should be taken to court. It's a civil like it's not in charge of law enforcement. That it is the job of the Attorney General, with the Director of Public Prosecution, with the police. A political leader does not criminalize his citizens. So if you charge someone to court for a crime, and the Attorney General feels a crime, if the president sees the situation that it has some political content in it, it doesn't stop the political leadership from finding political solutions. At the end of the day, where the political solution has been found and the criminal offense is still pending, there are ways. That's why in the end the president is given power for clemency. And so because they see that in some situation, yes, law enforcers will see that you have committed an offense, but it will turn out that there's an overarching political or social environment that warrants that the best way to resolve that problem may not be through prosecution alone, because you can put the person in prison and the subject matter still continues. My own reading is that, first, if Nnamdi Kanu wants a political solution, he needs to renounce some of those things that are considered to be divisive and problematic for the country. It's both ways when you're looking for a political solution. There are enough leaders at national and regional and state level that could do all that engagement. But you cannot continue to, I'm not saying it's equal to that, but let me give an example of similar things done in the country. You will see there was a time they had Igboho. He was said to have committed some offenses, and they bombarded his house, tried to capture him. He ran out. Somehow it's been resolved. Igboho is a Nigerian now, moving freely like any other Nigerian. I think that a similar thing can be done. And what I suspect is that Nnamdi Kanu has a role to play in it as well. Because if you want a political solution, you need to renounce some of those things that are not consistent with good order law enforcement in the country. And you will see that even Mandela, they started with, we will kill the white people, we'll deal with them. But when they were working towards solution, they were started talking about we're all South Africans, we need to be more inclusive. So everywhere where a political agitation has come up with political solution is that people start to mellow in their approach to it. But the government of the day will not surrender to an individual. So everybody who is helping Nnamdi Kanu and those who are involved should also talk to them so that the idea that we are one country. You have a right to express your opinion. In the course of doing that, you may get carried away and you may fall into some crime if you're not careful. But when we are finding political solution, that's not the time to criminalize. So that is my own approach in leadership to it.